Hello guys, this is Miss Ana Luisa Bermea and we're on 5th grade. Be ready? Today we will work in language. The class is comparing with good and bad. Copy that on your notebook. Comparing with good and bad. When we use the word good is to describe it when we talk about one person. Better is for two-person place or team. And best when you compare three or more. You have bad for one, worse for two, and worse for three or more. Copy this information on your notebook. Comparing with good and bad. The adjectives good and bad has special forms for making comparisons. These words do not take endings er or est, or use the words more or most, or least and least to make comparisons. Let's read examples. Good. The dress rehearsal of our play was good, 1. Her first performance was better, for 2. Our last performance was best of all, 3 or more, for bad. I had a bad case of stage fright, for 1. It was worse in the second act, for 2. The worst stage fright came just before my entrance, for 3 or more. Copy these in your note, comparing with good and bad. For 1, we use good or bad, describes one person, place, or thing. We use better or worse to compare two person, two places, or two things. We use best or worse for 3 or more, compares 3 or more person, place, or things. Activity 1. Copy this activity on your notebook. Don't forget to write the instructions. What is the correct form of good or bad in each sentence? This play was blank than the last one. It's comparing this play with the last one. So it's comparing two. Which of these two is used for comparing two? Better or best? Better. Very good. Okay, so you will underline better. Mary had a bad, worse cough. Okay, we have bad or worst. It's not comparing, it's just describing. Mary had a bad cough. Okay, so you have to pay attention if it's comparing or it's just describing. If it's describing, is 1. If it's comparing, it could be 2 or 3 or more. Let's do the next one together. Her coughing grew bad, worse in the last speech. Okay, it says last speech. So it had been several. Is worse. Okay, you will continue with number 4 and number 5 by yourself. Her coughing was the blank thing that happened on stage. Of the 4 singers, Merlin was the best good. Okay, let's continue with activity number 2. You will write the correct form of the adjective in parentheses to complete this sentence. We have an example here. This concert was blank than the last one. And right here we have the word then that is a clue. That means comparing two. This with the last one. You will use the form of good and it's better. Sorry, something went wrong. Okay, number 6. Our seats were blank than our seats last time. We have the word than is our clue. Last time or seats with the last one. So it's comparing two. The form of the adjective for good is better. Okay, you will write here better. Let's do number 7. I thought the clarinet section was the of all. We have this clue, the, and we have all. So that means it's comparing too many. So you will use the form of good that compares 3 or more. Best. Number 8. Attendance last year was than this year. Last year, this year is comparing 2. You will use the form of bad to compare 2. Number 9. Last year was the orchestra's season of all. So we have the word all. It's our clue. It's comparing 3 or more of the form of the adjective bad. You will complete 9, 10, and 11 by yourself. This year, however, everything has been really blank. No concert has gotten a single blank review. Let's continue on our Workbook Plus. It's on page 77. Okay? We have here a chart of the forms of the adjectives good and bad. This is a good apple. This apple is better than the one. This is the best apple I have ever eaten. Okay? Bad. This looks like a bad pear. It looks worse than that pear. It looks like the worst pear in the bunch. Let's read the activity. Complete this sentence by writing the correct form of good and bad. This is the blank meal I have ever eaten. Ever eaten is talking about too many. The form of good is best. This is the best meal I have ever eaten. Yes, Benita is a very blank cook. It's not comparing, it's just describing. Benita is a very good cook. She makes stew than those restaurants serve. It's comparing to best, better, better. She makes better stews than those the restaurant serves. You will complete number 4 and 5 by yourselves. The blank meal I ever had here was a cheese sandwich. The sandwich was blank than the cafeteria sandwiches. This is activity on page 77 on the bottom. Use preferring marks to correct 5 incorrect uses of good and bad in this thank you letter. Dear Benita, yesterday was one of the baddest days of my life. Days of my life is comparing too many days in the life. It's not baddest. You will use the form of the adjective bad for comparing 3 or more. Worst day of my life. I don't know which was worst, losing my keys or losing my wallet. Keys and wallets are two things. Two things have been compared. So it's not worse, it's worse. When you ask me over for a good meal, my worst luck changed. My bad luck changed. So you will complete the activity by yourself. Good dinner was more good than ever. Your apple pie is the most good I ever eaten. You are the best friend I had. Thank you, Yolanda. Okay, send me pictures of the works. Now let's go to page 78. Henrietta reviews restaurants for a newspaper. You can help Henrietta write her new review. Think of a restaurant you know. Fill in the blanks, label adjectives with forms of good or bad. Follow the directions for filling in the other blanks, okay? You have to read below the line to think what you need to write. It says name of a restaurant. Right there you will write Chicken Filet, McDonald's, Manuel's, Las Palmas, El Tapatio, whatever you want to write right there. And that's a restaurant. It's a and then you're going to describe, you're going to write an adjective of the restaurant. Right there you can write Chinese, Mexican, fantastic, expensive, whatever you want to describe the restaurant. In fact, it is probably the adjective, another adjective, type of restaurant. Type of restaurant, Italian food, Mexican food, uh, whatever kind of food you like, or the restaurant kind is it. Outside of a country, right? There, you will write a country: Mexico, United States, Canada. Okay, the name of first dish. Right there, you're going to write the name of some food like hamburger, pizza, spaghetti, salad, tacos, whatever the dish, platillo. Okay, and then you're going to describe adjective then serves in. Then, that means it's comparing to. Okay, worse or better. Serve in, name of a city: Acuña del Río, Piedras Negras, Eagle Pass, San Antonio, San Angelo, Austria. The name of a second dish, another platillo: salad, potato salad, macaroni and cheese, whatever you like. The blank I ever eaten. That means many, has been compared with too many dishes. So it's the best I ever eaten. Even the name of a third dish: mole, sopes, sushi, is another adjective. The name of the chef: Ivan Quiñones, Ricardo Serrano, whoever you know as a chef, you can invent the name. With whom I am acquainted is a chef, okay, a good chef. Recently, he was named the chef in the country. The in the country is being compared with too many other chefs. By the name of a magazine: TV Notas, Cocinando con Lupe, Cooking, the best dish of the country. Invent the name of a magazine: Revista, nombre de revista. It is amazing, but every year he gets blank and blank, better and better. Okay? And remember, guys, stand up for what is right, even if you're standing alone. I will see you soon, and I'm very, very glad that you got the chance to go back to the classroom. Goodbye.